good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 94, the Ty Warren episode of Tuck Rule Takes. That is the correct episode. Liam, I don't know if you heard. I
did. You guys are fucking dumb.
Fucked that all up.
He is dumb. He's dumb.
Why do we let Mike? You're the math teacher, Al. You should be in charge of the numbers. This is.
I don't know what episode you guys are on. If I knew that, then we wouldn't have that problem.
Who's do you guys remember the old Patriots defensive tackle, the white guy, last name Jones, number 94? Anyone remember who I'm talking about?
No.
I think so.
Was that all in my head?
No, it might be.
It was only just a dream. I'm trying to remember. He kind of had like one or two moments. I don't know.
I don't even know how to look that up. White guy wearing number 94. But this is episode 94. Al's here. Liam's here. I'm here. I'm Mike. The whole crew is back. Patriots podcast.
Fully staffed.
We are less than a month away from football now. Can't wait. Finally give us some actual game shit to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
But before we get into some stuff, Patriots stuff, obviously, Al, you have some personal news to share with us. You told us before we came on. So we are going to be learning about this along with everybody else. So
lay it on us,
Al. The floor is officially yours.
Thank you. So as we are recording on Tuesday, August 8th, for now 4 hours, this is no longer a secret. So I'm just going to share with everybody else. Your boy got a condo.
Oh, no shit.
He's a full-blown adult now, huh?
There we go.
Got a Connie? Nice.
Yep, got a little condo.
Where?
Yeah.
I don't even know exactly where, but just whereabouts?
In Boston. Just in Boston. Dorchester area.
Oh, shit. You're a dot rat now?
Yeah, I'm going to be a dot rat.
How much was that broad?
We're not going to disclose that on the pod, but I'll tell
you're
you guys.
Loaded, isn't it? You don't want to make me feel bad because you're rolling in it. Oh,
pretty much.
I'll
tell you.
You old sailor, you. Good for you.
You sandbagging son of a bitch.
I've been holding out on you this whole time. Millions.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, motherfucker. We go to the casinos. You're like, I can only spend $40. Motherfucker shows up with 400 and only spends.
He's been saving up. $40. It's clear he's been saving up. That's why.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Son of a bitch.
Priorities.
Congrats, Al. That's awesome.
I
can't wait till you do your first episode from there. You better have a kick-ass background.
Yeah, are you having a housewarming party or something that I can go get belligerently drunk at and make a fool of myself?
Of course. We got the couch with your name on it ready to go.
Perfect. BEA.
You better come over when we do move in. Just saying.
Dude,
especially
Dorchester.
Football Sunday.
I could throw a football to you, Dorchester.
There you go. And
Speaks
Mike,
more to my arm talent than the distance, but still.
I'll be there. I'll be there in spirit on the welcoming thing. I'll have.
But when you're actually in New England, when you're back in New England again, you can actually come visit.
Don't even bother, Al. He's been in and out of New England 4 or 5 times since I know him.
Yeah, true. He sucks.
To visit. Yeah,
he sucks.
I got schedules. I got things. Normally when I go up there, I'm up in New Hampshire and bumfuck New Hampshire. I'm nowhere near where you guys are next time.
How busy are you that you can't swing down here?
I'm a busy man. I'm an adult. I'm an adult. The next time I am up there, though, we'll be at the very least watching a game together. So I'm not
perfect.
I'll
hold you to that.
Yes. So okay. Anything pressing you guys want to get off your chest before you get into some Patriots news? Other than Al with his big condo.
I missed you, Fox. I'm glad to be back.
I know.
One week off. I was like, fuck, like that's
it's a different thing.
Mike, do I say out loud that I didn't miss Liam?
No. Keep that to yourself.
Oh, okay. I just want to say,
Liam,
I'm happy you're back, dude.
Ah, shucks. You're gonna make me blush out.
So actually, perfect segue. Not only is Liam back, guys. I figure we'll start with the Patriots signing.
That was clever.
Yeah. You know, I love you. I do this shit.
Shucks.
I do this shit. Trey Flowers back with the Patriots. As of right now, Al, unless you saw different on Twitter X. No news of the deal or anything like that. All we know is that Trey Flowers is back with the Patriots. This was his he visited yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yeah. And then that was his second visit. He visited earlier in March as well. Just kind of opening thoughts on it. I love it. This is another one of those signings where it's like I don't really see anything bad with it. I don't assume the money's going to be crazy. I don't think he's going to be taking playing time from, Barmore or whoever, Lawrence Guy, or, whoever, whatever you want to throw in there. I like it. I think we were all on board with this move when it first kind of got brought up months ago. How do you guys feel about it?
I mean, what's there to hate? He's been here. He's killed it in the Falcon Super Bowl for us. And like you said, he's not coming in with huge expectations, either paycheck or to be an instant starter. Nice having him back. Welcome back to the Patriot way. Get ready to win again and show the newcomers to the Patriot way how it's done.
Can you believe this guy's only 28?
Is he? Holy shit.
I couldn't believe it. I looked up his age. I'm like 28 years old, and I'll confirm that. But you know what? Shores up the defensive line, gives you another pass rusher. And honestly, you know who benefits the most from this?
Who?
I'm waiting for you guys to take a guess. Take a guess. Who's it going to help the most?
Christian Barmore.
Not Barmore, but as far as pass rushing is concerned.
Oh, I mean, you got a bunch.
White.
You got
Keon White.
I mean,
Matt
Ronnie
Judon.
Perkins.
It's going to help. It's going to help Matt Judon. It's going to take pressure off of Judon, and then Judon can be more effective, especially in one-on-one matchups, maybe. Especially if Flowers is getting pressure to the quarterback. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry. He's 29. He's 29. Sorry, but
either way, he's young enough for Mike to be his dad. So
younger than me, yeah, something, yeah, a little close. I like it though. No, like you said, I saw people saying that, like, like what kind of like, the rich get richer type thing with the front seven and all that. But I just think you can't have enough pass rushers in there because, like you said, Al, towards the end of the year, whether it's Judon, whoever, for whatever reason, they just kind of start to dwindle there. You got Trey Flowers, not saying that he is, like fucking JJ Watt out there, but he's still good. You can still, I mean, I know health has been an issue the last couple of years. He's not going to be expected to play, starting minutes, starting games, which is great. So I think if anything, this just makes your front seven that much better. I mean, and if we look at the team, Eagles last year, they had like the most sacks in a season or something like that, wasn't it? Or something like that. Like you have the Chiefs with Chris Jones up front. Like you have all these teams now are the ones that kind of start to do well. They get pressure on the quarterback. So now the Patriots have you want to run down the list of their front seven. You got Judon, Barmore, Guy. You got Carl Davis is still floating in there. He can still jump in. Uche, Dietrich Wise, Jawan Bentley, Anthony Jennings, Ronnie fucking Perkins. Like, you got all these people back there. I mean, and then if you want to even throw in Jabril Peppers every once in a while, he'll be blitzing. Like, the number of guys the Patriots can throw at you now. I mean, I think just with Trey Flowers being there, it really just solidifies a position of strength, which then helps your secondary, which then obviously your defense plays well. Hopefully the offense plays a little bit better. They have shorter fields, and this is just a win-win all around. I love it. Love the whole
His numbers have been really bad. I'm looking at him right now.
The last couple of years,
really
yeah. He's been kind of like injured too, right? What does it
he's
look like?
Basically missed. He's only played 7 games the last 2 years, but 2 sacks in 2020, 1.5 in 2021. Mm-hmm. And then nothing last year. I guess he was a free agent or wasn't playing or something. But or missed the entire year maybe. But yeah, nothing. Just unspectacular across the board, considering when he was in New England, it was nothing less than 6.5, and that was only 1 year. Every other year it was 7. So I don't know. I'm not expecting 7, but I think 5 would be a nice number, like a sweet spot, maybe a pass deflection or 2.
Just something. I mean, you kind of see,
just
and
give me impact plays. Something I'll remember. Put a smile on my face.
Something almost like a Rob Ninkovich type, where obviously not playing as much, but just something like that. He only played 4 games last year, like so. Who knows how much he played? Yeah, that was it. So like you said, he's been injured, pretty bad. But it looks like the last
players whose impact go beyond the stats. Like, no one looks at Rob Ninkovich's stats.
No.
Like, people remember Rob Ninkovich for being a winning player, making winning plays. That's how the Patriots like their defensive linemen and a lot of their players. So I look at his stats. I don't take too much to heart. I just want to see him make some impact.
Yeah, and it's just something he's coming in here. He knows the system. Even though that obviously different defensive coordinator, but still the same overall system, which I don't even know if that really makes a difference on defense as much as it does offense. The last year that I guess he was relatively healthy was 2019, played 15 games. He had 7 sacks, 51
for like
tackles,
4 years in a row.
So,
at least 6.5, mostly 7 sacks.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, if he can have, honestly, I think you said 5. If he can have 2.5, 3 sacks or something, that's fine. And honestly, like if he just comes in, kind of helps out, I think him just being a veteran too, having him kind of, shepherd some guys along or just kind of give that, veteran presence there. I think that's another thing, like you said, that kind of your value that doesn't show up in, like the box score and all that. So I like it. I'm happy that he ended up signing before we recorded. I figured since he showed up for a second time that it was going to happen.
We were going to jump the gun and assume he was going to sign, so it's nice that it happened.
Yeah, it's nice to actually know that he did. So, it's nice. I think Patriots front 7 is going to be crazy this year. I think we all agree the Patriots defense is going to be very good. This just
anything less than the top 3 defense would be mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. I mean, barring some sort of crazy litany of injuries or something like that, like this defense should be allowing, very manageable points game in and game out for the offense to come out and win. So, welcome back, Trey Flowers. Awesome. He's on the pup list, immediately goes on to the pup list, which I thought was, I thought that was funny, but he can come off at any time. So, whatever. He was there today at practice, but, obviously didn't practice. He just did some like conditioning stuff on the side. So, he's already there. Cool. Awesome. Love it. Another guy, did you guys see the news with how Stephon Gilmore went to the Cowboys? Did you guys see that come out where
that
the Pats
was
were in on it?
To me. I never would have guessed.
Never would. I saw that and I was like, are you like, what happened? Because like, what was that? I'm gonna look at like what the deal and all that stuff that it was. But
I
like,
think they overpaid for him.
Stephon Gilmore Cowboy deal. I forget. He signed
Jerry Jones probably sold him an oil ranch in Odessa or something.
Yeah, he signed a 2-year, $23 million contract.
Yeah, he was not getting that with us.
Yeah, that's a good one. They gave the Colts a 5th round pick. I feel like it's one of those things where the Colts going to trade with the Colts going to give Stephon Gilmore back to the Pats. Who knows? Like maybe if they blew him out of the water, Patriots weren't going to give up a 3rd round pick for Gilmore. I think that would have been a little bit too much. Gilmore is awesome. He's great, but the Patriots, their secondary is, fuck.
Call a spade a spade. He's overrated now. It's just the name value for this point. Gilmore isn't locking anyone up. He wouldn't be worth a 4th round pick, a 3rd round pick. And Jim Irsay probably wouldn't be able to pick his face up out of his big plate of cocaine long enough to see a better deal other than that 5th round pick. So he just fired him over to the Cowboys.
Yeah. I think it's just interesting that they were trying to get him, especially because that didn't really end that relationship didn't end the best because where he was on
it was terrible.
Yeah, and he was like injured and like the trainings that like there was some sort of thing going on there and I forget exactly how it went down, but I know it wasn't like and
it seemed like we super didn't need him. Like cornerback was just not a position I was particularly worried about. And then to hear like it was between the Patriots and the Cowboys, I was like, really?
Crazy. If we got him, that would have been awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have, been like, shit.
Yep.
Here comes Gilmore. But like to have like Stephon Gilmore, like, and then but who knows what happens with everybody else? Like, I don't know. I'm happy with their defense now. Al, were you surprised about this? Because I think Liam and I were kind of shocked. Maybe not shocked, but
a little bit. But again, are we really surprised? Because it's the Patriots circling, back to former players they're coming back to the organization. Trey Flowers had him for the 2016, 2018 Super Bowl runs. You bring him back. You're looking to bring back Stephon Gilmore. There were times when Kyle Van Noy left the Patriots, came back. Remember
Yeah,
when he went
did.
to the Dolphins and then he
Yep.
came back to
Yeah.
the Patriots 2021? So, I
Yep.
mean, this should
Brandon
not
Bolden,
be.
same thing.
Yep.
Went to the Dolphins, came back. Yep.
Patrick Chung went to the Eagles and then came
We could
back.
play
Nicky
this
Collins,
game all day long.
Right. So
Brent
again,
Brown. Who do you
it's
want?
When
It's
do you
not
guys think
surprising.
Malcolm Butler's coming back?
Malcolm
Butler
Butler
did
came
come back.
for
We
like
all
a
thought he
I
was
day.
coming
know,
back.
and then he got
Jalen
fucking
Mills left and then came back for like a day.
Yeah.
Remember that? Or like an
Sure, he
hour?
did
That was
leave and
funny.
come back. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody leaves and comes back. Yeah. No, that
Yeah.
yeah, makes sense. But that kind of, I
Yep.
thought everybody hated playing here though. I don't know. That's just what
Yeah,
I
it's
heard.
so funny. Their Patriots have a lot of repeat customers for a place that no one wants to play, huh?
Yeah. I
They
don't
do.
I don't know how it happens. Who knows?
They do.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting little thing that came out there. But so it actually, so this one's kind of it kind of ties into what we talked about last week, Al, but Liam, you obviously weren't here. The whole Mike Giardi calling the Patriots wide receivers
Yep.
stink, stank, stunk. He's getting dragged
Yeah.
about it. And
Just because
everything.
I wasn't on the show, I listened to the show. That was fucking hilarious.
And then he came out and said something. I'm paraphrasing. I think it was yesterday, maybe today, whatever it was. I think it was yesterday. And he came out. He's like, I'm a man. I'm going to stand by what I said. Blah blah blah. Just very weird. But I thought it was funny. Kendrick Bourne ended his press conference. This was yesterday, I believe. Right? That's when. Yeah. Yesterday.
No, 2 days ago, maybe.
Was it? I don't know. Either way, though.
Yeah,
a day ago, a couple days
Liam's
ago,
right.
whenever anyone listens to it, a few days ago, this week, at some point during training camp, Kendrick Bourne ended his press conference. He was like, stink, stank, stunk, or stink, stunk, stank. Left Mike Giardi standing right behind him. Kendrick Bourne, not Kendrick Bourne. Devontae Parker tweeted out stink, stank, stunk under something, and then said
replied
something,
to a video that was taken of him lossing somebody too.
Yeah. So I love that. But then I don't know if either of you guys saw Andy Hart ended up Patriot. He covers the Patriots, covers the Red Sox, the kind of Boston sports. Came out and said, the Patriots team's a lot more set, or like maybe they shouldn't be so sensitive or something like that. And I think this kind of goes back to what I said. And Liam, I brought up because I kind of want to hear what your overall thoughts on it too. I don't think it's sensitive when you're talking about something that's just straight up disrespectful. There's no logic behind the statement, no nothing. There weren't even any facts in there. I mean, Giardi said he didn't notice Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker makes great catches every day in practice, it seems. I don't get it. So how
and Devontae Parker's been balling.
Yes. Yep.
So like I feel like every week we do like these media buster segments where we go in
It's
and
the
we're
time
like,
of year.
the media said this. Why the hell
Media
would they
buster,
do this?
I like
blah
that.
blah blah.
Yeah.
I'd like to where you just kind of like roast them. But I go back and forth on this because I watched obviously the Kendrick Bourne interview. I saw the Devontae Parker tweets, and I saw the original Mike Giardi stink and stank stunk. So I guess I'll start at the source. The Mike Giardi comment, like they're just not bad enough to warrant such a inflammatory kind of God, this team stinks, bro. Because obviously, when you're a sports writer, you can't say, "Oh, this team fucking sucks." So the next best thing is to say something like "stink, stank, stunk." Like the way they talk about NBC on. What is it? NBC Sports Boston?
NBC Sports
NBC,
Boston.
yeah.
Because I watched the whole segment, and the way they talk about it is like, oh, this is one of the worst receiving cores in the league. It's like, okay, no, it's really not. Justin Fields has been throwing to, less talented guys than you, Mike, for the last 2 years. Like, there are a lot worse receiving cores. And, like, they just got DJ Moore, so they're a little better. But there are some fucking terrible receiving cores out there.
The Titans
like,
still have a bad receiving
the Titans
core.
are fucking terrible.
Still horrible.
After DeAndre Hopkins, you guys don't know their number 2 wide receiver. I only know him because I had to pick him up in fantasy. Like, most people don't know him. But then, so I think that comment is disingenuous. I just don't think it's realistic. I think he's probably trying to create a headline, or, maybe he just has a bad opinion of this Patriots team because we've had Wes Welker, Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Brandon Lloyd, Dante Stallworth. We've had studs in the past. Compared to what we have now, obviously it doesn't look so great. But then, Kendrick Bourne, I wanted to see a little more fire out of him when he gave the, whatever order he said, stink, stank, stunk. Yeah. He was like, kind of like stink, stank, stunk, and then he laughed and ran away. Like, dude, like, I don't want him to be furious, cause a scene, get fined, and kicked out of practice, but like have a little pride. Like that's you and your coworkers or your brothers or whatever you want to call them, the people that you work with every day, the people that you care about, all working at your craft. You are now definitively what we're rolling into the season with. Have a little pride. Don't just like laugh it off and run away. I'd I'd have a serious tone about it. I'd be like, oh yeah, stink, stank, stunk. And then like give them a look. Like, really? Because like we're out here fucking practicing for 5 hours every day in the hot sun. And you're sitting in an air conditioned room going, wow, these guys suck. It's like, no. It's like go fuck yourself. Like we're out here working. And I hope this is like a something that starts like we'll look at not like a documentary, but maybe like a very edited, crafted YouTube video by a professional where it's like this Patriots receiving core wasn't expected to do anything. The year before they were terrible and couldn't create separation. And then the season blew up as like a random surprise, like very fun team to watch where everyone does their job perfectly and no one expects the Patriots, let's say they have 2,000-yard receivers, two more 800 and 600-yard receivers, and everyone balls out to capacities that no one would think. I would love to see that happen because these guys should have pride in it. They should be a little angry that the local media is saying dumb things like this. It seems like Devontae Parker was a little more pissed.
He was pissed. You could tell just in
than,
the
than Kendrick
he
Bourne.
was not happy.
And that's what I'm looking for. Like, have a little pride because we're Boston sports. And if anyone from New York talked to a Boston sports fan who's like, oh, your receiving core sucks, we'd, shit on your receiving core, shit on your team, talk about how many Super Bowls we have, or we beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Like,
shit on you.
So it's like,
I mean, come on.
Either way, like, we're not going to be like, yeah, we're pretty bad. Like, no, we're Boston sports fans. We're always going to have a comeback. We're always going to have something to say. And I watched the NBC Sports Boston thing where they're like, oh yeah, Mike Giardi's not backing down. Maybe they'll put his face on a T-shirt that says "Stink, Stank, Stunk," and they're like trying to do all this stuff. They're like, well, he is right. It's like, no, you guys just have a skewed perception of what you think is going on here. Devontae Parker's been balling out of control, but you're talking about how he's like a number 3 receiver.
Yeah,
it's just very annoying.
That's what he said. It was no number 1s, no number 2s, barely number 3s. That's the thing where it's like, where's the what other than you just doing your job trying to get clicks? Where is like the actual like reporting there? Because other than saying random things during training camp, he's silent. He's radio silent during every single thing, especially when offensive stuff happens. It's stupid stuff.
And like it's really annoying. I consider Devontae Parker. He's not a top 10, maybe not top 15 number 1 wide receiver on a team, but he is a number 1 wide receiver and has been basically his entire career. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't think he's a number 1. I think he's a number 2. He's proven it. His best season, he was a number 2 behind one of the greatest wide receivers ever.
That's the nicest thing you've said.
Good for you.
Was
going to say,
but it's true.
Good for you.
He's a number 2 receiver, but he's
you get
not
a gold
but he's a
star.
number 2 receiver.
Oh my God.
Get fucked.
We're chiseling away at that.
Kendrick Bourne was the starting receiver on a Super Bowl team. So it's like these are 3 guys that have started elsewhere with different fluctuating levels of success. They've all started.
Yeah, they're all talented, and they can all, at the very least, be number 2s. If you don't think now, like true number 1s, whatever, sure.
Whatever. But now, that's the appetizer. So they get their little shots in, stink, stank, stunk, stink, stunk, stank, whatever it is. Now go prove it on the field. Because now if you can prove it on the field, and now 100%. You can stick it to Mike Giardi a little bit and just be like, hey, week 1 against Philly, Kendrick Bourne has, 6 catches for like 92 yards, maybe a touchdown. The next week it's Juju. The next week maybe it's Gesicki. But if these guys come to play and they can show that they can help this offense, it's going to be some rough pickings for our friend.
And I hope they light them
Mr.
up.
Giardi.
I want to see Kendrick Bourne catch a touchdown and go stink, stank, stunk. Like do something like that.
Line them all out
in the end zone.
Mouth it into the camera. Stink, stank, stunk. Just
I think it's just funny when he said it, because when he said it, I don't think he hardly brought up Hunter Henry, because Hunter Henry's been having a great training preseason so far, great training camp. And then Mike Gesicki, Al, you brought him up. I wanted to bring up this guy. Is he going to end up being like the number 1 like overall receiver on the team? All I hear about him, He's making crazy one-handed catches. He's doing all this stuff. He's fitting in fine. Him and Mac are fucking buddies. You know,
He does
Hunter
have
Henry, they
immaculate
all went to go
hands.
see Taylor Swift. Like what
I did go see Taylor Swift.
I think like under the radar, other than Bill O'Brien on the offense, like one of the bigger signings might end up being Mike Gesicki. Like I didn't know that he was going to show up and show out this much during training camp, but like it appears like he is just ready to go, locked in and everything. So it's just funny that no one talks about like him, Hunter Henry, like of course, okay, Tyquan Thornton, like he brought him up. Okay, fine. Let's talk about Demario Douglas, who is practicing with the ones. Like he's basically a starter.
When I saw, dude, I had to do a double take when I read that.
Yeah, and every time I expect every time I open it, like, okay, yeah, practicing today. Something where it's like, oh, you know, he kind of fell back to the pack. Not, I don't want it to happen, but you're just expecting it. Like, okay, he's going to end up falling back into, you know, he's a rookie, he's undersized, kind of. Well, he was the 6th round pick, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah. So it's like, you know, what's going on? But no, he's showing up. Like I said, he's starting with the ones, and then you know who else is starting to pick up steam? Al, our boy, Kayshon Boutte.
I was going to ask because I haven't heard a fucking thing. Please tell me what's going on.
He's starting to recently, if I remember, like the last few days. Yeah, the last like 3 or 4 days, they've been saying that he's been picking it up. Nice red zone catches, kind of like big catches, just kind of showing why, you know, he has the talent to, you know, why at one point he was
he's that booty.
As a number 1 draft, as a 1st round draft pick. Yeah, I think, God, I mean, I was thinking if one of them can hit, if you can have both of them hit. Now, this is where I kind of wanted to talk to you guys as we're talking about the wide receivers. It looks like the bubble is between 3 guys: Tyquan Thornton, Demario Douglas, and Kayshon Boutte. How would you guys feel if Thornton got bumped out, or like does it even matter to you who stays in? Because at this point it's kind of like just, you know, whoever plays the best is going to play, or like do you guys have a preference? I mean, I think Liam, you might have a preference, Boutte, but like that's kind of how it seems, and it seems like Douglas is pulling away now.
Yep.
Or is Douglas going to get cut? Is he going to be like the shocking
all these headlines and he's gone? Practice squad.
And then he gets cut. He goes to the Jets. They come back and he has a fucking Braxton Berrios-esque game. 10 catches, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, something like that. But
keep an eye out for Braxton Berrios this year too. He's on sleeper watch.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. But wide receiver room. Just kind of overall with like the bubble, everything. How do you guys feel about it going into the year? I know without DeAndre Hopkins, it got a little iffy there for us, but with everything kind of progressing, what's going on?
Al, you alive over there? Wi-Fi working?
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm here.
We got him. Wi-Fi tripped for a second. Oh yeah, we hear you.
Okay,
we hear you. There you go.
Okay. Good.
Like those delayed news reactions.
Breaking news.
Now let's go to Al in the field.
Thanks, Kev.
Thanks, Mike.
No, but listen, Demario Douglas, I agree with Mike. Looks like he's going to have a starting spot with the ones going forward, which is great. I think there's a realistic possibility that Kayshon Boutte, you know, makes this team, and then I just said he makes the team. Why are you rolling your eyes?
Because I thought you were going to say he was going to get cut.
I thought so too. Right. Just full disclosure, I thought that's where we were going to. I think
there's a realistic that ominous on purpose.
And there's a realistic chance that Tyquan Thornton could end up on the practice squad. And you know what? So much. I know, and I hate to say this. There's something that you didn't even say that could realistically happen too. And I hate to say this, but Kendrick Bourne could end up getting cut because he's on the final year of his deal. Now, do I think realistically that's going to happen? Probably not, because he's a favorite target of Mac, and you saw what they did in 2021 when they were in sync and had a competent offense, but I wouldn't rule it out of the realm of possibilities.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. All right. Since we're in the trust tree here, we're in the
circle of trust. Listen up, fucker.
I'm not as horny for Kendrick Bourne as everybody is.
I'm not as horny for Tyquan Thornton.
There's just something about him. I don't know.
Call me crazy. I don't care if we cut him.
I might be the crazy
Well, we
one,
called
but,
you
like,
crazy a long time ago.
I might be
true.
I might be the crazy one. I would, and again, it's not even like would I prefer Thornton over Bourne or whatever. It's just like I know Kendrick Bourne's good, but it's like I don't view him as this like he can't get cut or like he has this like solidified spot on the roster. I would put him in that pool with the two rookies and Tyquan Thornton, where it's like, listen, whoever comes out of that, I honestly don't get. If I had like favorites, sure, I'd probably pick Booty and Thornton because I like them both. But if I had to pick just the two best guys or three best guys come out of there, if that means Kendrick Bourne's gone, it is what it is. If that means Booty's gone, sucks. I thought he was going to be good, but
this is an educational thought that you're having though, because friggin' Kendrick Bourne played like 10 snaps in the first 3 games last season. We were on Kendrick Bourne watch. There was an Amber Alert out for Kendrick Bourne. We're like, all right, come on. Like, I get it. He was late for a practice or missed a practice or something, and then he was just MIA. It was a Saving Private Ryan mission to go find fucking Kendrick Bourne, and then when
of course, whenever he played,
stopped. Yep. He dropped third down passes, and I'm like, dude, come on, like. So I don't know. I feel bad. He kind of did seem like he definitely did seem like the odd man out last year. But every offseason, then it seems like he snaps back into basically being the number 1 receiver. But that's because he has a big personality.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like and don't get me wrong. I like he's good. Like he definitely has a spot on the team, but like I don't view him how I view like Devontae Parker, where I'm like he's got to make the team. Like I think which obviously he is. That's not in question. But it's like I don't view it like that. Like between him and the 3 younger guys, I'm like, listen, like just fucking fight to the death. Whoever makes it great. Like I like Kendrick Bourne. I have nothing against him. But like if he doesn't make it and you gotta cut him or get rid of him or something. Now while I think it's a good point, Al, like I haven't really gave too much thought to it. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that like the young guys would really have to show up for him to get cut. But I mean, if it does happen at some point or whatever, if he just gets slowly phased out, like I don't want to hear about this whole like Kendrick Bourne's the savior, because like you said, Liam, he came in, he'd be dropping passes, he like and like it might just be almost like a shooter in basketball where like you can't just have him come in cold off the bench. Like how many people can do? Not everybody's Eddie House.
Right. You know what basketball comparison I would make for Kendrick Bourne? J.R. Smith. Like he'll have crazy catches, he'll be nuts, and then he'll make the most dumbass blunders, whether it's in practice by missing shit or dropping wide open passes, and you're like, dude, I saw you make a toe tap on your knees, like falling out of the back corner of the end zone touchdown catch against the Bengals. But then on third down, he's fumbling or dropping wide open passes.
Yeah, you're wobbling it. It's
one
of those things where it's like
here.
Exactly. Just like J.R. Smith, where it's like he'll show up, but then some nights might not even be like anything glaring. It's just you're like, ah, shit, like did he even suit up? It's like you just disappears like too much. And I don't know. It's just one of those things where like because I fully expect Devontae Parker and Juju to be like mainstays in the offense, where you see their names all the time, you hear them, you see them on the field, you see them running routes, passes are getting thrown to them. I could very easily see Kendrick Bourne having a great first couple games, falling off, playing a little bit, and then all of a sudden he gets like cut halfway or like gets demoted something. I don't know. Again, I don't want it to happen. We're just kind of talking about the overall room itself. But I just think that also just speaks to the fact that the Patriots have a talented wide receiver room. Would it be better with DeAndre Hopkins? Sure, but he's gone. He's not coming here. So you got to work with what you have. You have your first 2 guys, Parker and Juju. You have your 2 tight ends. And then you're going to have maybe 2 more wide receivers there. You still got Ty Montgomery too, by the way, who is going to be lining up at running back and wide receiver. You got Gesicki, who's going to be taking some time. Like, it's a crowded room. The best guy's going to play. And I really just don't care too much if it's not Kendrick Bourne,
How important to you guys is having Tiny Wrist Thornton in the offense? Like involved.
Al, you go.
Yeah, it's dependent. It's dependent on a lot of things. Like, does he need to be in the offense? Can you use Demario Douglas in some of those elements of the offense that Bill O'Brien probably wants to put in there. Can you use him on jet sweeps? Can you use him on screens? Can you make him be almost like the Marcus Jones of 2022 when he was in on offense? Can you do that? Maybe you don't need Thornton for that. Maybe you say to Tyquan Thornton, you know what? You just haven't panned out yet. We're going to put you on the practice squad just so that way we can kind of, work with you a little bit more and not completely get rid of you. So that way, whether it's later in 2023 or even in 2024, then you can have him be a really big part of the offense. But I don't think he's going to be a big part of the offense this year as of right now, but obviously subject to change.
Yeah. I mean, obviously DeMario Davis would probably be the tightest competition for him, but do you guys think anyone else in the offense has the big play potential that Tyquan that we thought he would have?
I mean, other than maybe just Devontae Park, but it's a completely different thing. I think it's important, not so much for the offense, because if he plays, the offense needs it. If he doesn't play, he got beat out for it. I think it's important to him because, Al, you said that, maybe he doesn't have a big part. He's a big part in 2024. I think if he's not like a consistent part of this offense, I think he's gone. This is your third year now. This is almost like with Mac Jones. Like, the rubber's got to meet the road. Like, different position, different type of expectations. But this is, if you need him to develop, you need him to play. And if he's going to play, he's going to beat people up. If he doesn't beat him out, then I'm sorry. It sucks. You're one of the fastest kids in the world, it seems like. But if you don't beat him out, that can only take you so long. You have to show that you can actually play and everything, which I think he can. It's just, is he going to get the opportunity? I don't know. Is he going to beat it? Who knows? But who knows who's going to be going down to the practice squad, whatever. But if Thornton doesn't more than make just the roster,
speed doesn't cut it.
No, not everybody's Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson, speed, he could burn. And
He's
granted, Deshaun Jackson was good in other ways, but for the most part, he would burn you down the field. Tyquan Thornton is not that. Deshaun Jackson is a once in a lifetime person. He's on Liam's list. I would love to have him pan out because he is so quick. And I guess he's put on weight this offseason, so hopefully that helps. If he pans out, I think he adds a layer to this offense that people aren't thinking about, because I don't think people assume he's going to pan out. But if he does, you have that burner deep threat there, a la, not the same, but a la like a Tyreek Hill. That, safeties are going to have to stay back because they're like, shit, if I play up, you got fucking little tiny wrist is going to blow right by me. So if they're playing back, that means you got the middle of the field. Juju can eat. Hunter Henry can eat. Him to go to your question, Liam, it's important for him to be on the offense for him, because if he's not,
of course,
I don't think he's on the team to start the 2024 season. I don't think so at all, which would suck.
It kind of reminds me of, I forgot he was on the Patriots. I only remember him on the Buccaneers. But do you guys remember Jeff Demps?
Oh, yeah. He was like a world track.
He was in the 2012
right?
Summer Olympics. He was like a sprinter or something like that. Yeah, he was a running back. When the Patriots had him, I didn't even know that they were the ones.
Yeah, he was the definition of just speed.
Just fast.
Nothing else. Almost like Bethel Johnson when you're playing with him in Madden. It was just speed. That was it. There was no other use for him. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. There's a Thursday preseason game. I think we're going to find out a lot about where people stand, because Belichick says the people that aren't getting the most experience are going to play the most in that game.
Yeah.
So let's see who plays the most. Let's see. Does Thornton only play a couple series, then he's out? That bodes well for him. Is he in the game in the third quarter? Is Douglas out? What's going to happen? I think that's going to be interesting. That Thursday preseason game, I think, is going to tell a lot about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect.
You know what I think would be great? I don't think it's going to happen. But I would be pretty psyched. I think it would be great for the team. I unfortunately don't think it's going to happen. But as the odd man out, I really hope that Juju gets cut.
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? Liam's already a little bit pissed off. Let's just keep him pissed.
Yes.
So the Patriots, have been wanting to kind of fill out their running back room for a
We're gonna
little
harp
bit.
on this 2 weeks in a row.
They were interested in Dalvin Cook.
Only because I'm back.
And I'm not sure they are anymore. A recent report came out. The Patriots are really pretty much all in on Ezekiel Elliott. And they've kind of left the station on the Dalvin Cook thing. You already know how Al and I feel about it. I'm all for it. I guess Zeke is in better shape, so that's good. He has had a little bit, little chubby Zeke there with the face mask and his cheeks are all pushed up like that. Cute, cute little grandma's boy. Liam, I am eager. I'm chomping at the bit, as I'm sure Al is. How do you feel about this? I mean, might as well say hello to your new New England Patriot. I'm assuming by maybe next week he's there.
Take your put it this way. Take your Cowboy hatred out of it. Just the player. Because you are very, how do I put this delicately? You're very emotional. You care about you ride or die with your teams, which I do too.
I think I'm
grounded. But you're very stubborn. You don't like certain people because they're on certain teams. Yes, you
loves his Eagles.
I consider myself open-minded.
You love your Eagles. You hate Juju Smith-Schuster, so you can't say much on that. So, anyways, let's hear your thoughts.
You guys know my thoughts. We don't need him, and he's not going to be on the Patriots. He's out of shape, old, useless. There is no spot for somebody like him on this team.
By the way, Zeke is younger than Trey Flowers, by the way, just to be clear.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Fucking Brandon Jacobs almost made a comeback to the league as a 40-year-old defensive end. Doesn't matter on defense. It really doesn't. Running back, it kind of does. And I don't want to lose any carries for our star running back to give them to some fat dipshit who's not very good at football. I'm going to level.
So Zeke won't be coming on Tuck Rule Takes ever.
I promise you, he won't be a Patriot. So there would be no purpose to bring him onto the show because he's not going to be on the Patriots. I don't care what these reports say. There's not a chance. It just doesn't make sense. There are much better options that you could get for cheaper, and they would do the exact same thing. Probably be a lot better than him. I would. So
let me ask you. Because I want to see if I can trick you into being okay with Zeke being on the team.
There's nothing.
You shouldn't have said that.
Do you think because I know it's not going to work. Do you think that the Patriots that they should be adding a veteran running back anyway?
I don't think it's a huge need. Much like when we talked about Dalvin Cook, I was like, I don't really know what the point is. We talked about how Ty Montgomery is going to be taking some running back snaps, probably more wide receiver snaps. I have a decent, a middling amount of faith in Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris. Maybe a little bit more leaning toward Pierre Strong, but it's a position that is now more devalued than it's ever been. Mm-hmm. Why do we need to pay somebody else a price tag that, whatever Zeke would want when we could get somebody for cheaper the only thing he would do is roll his fat ass into the end zone on the goal line, which is kind of Ramondre Stevenson's strength, but Stevenson can do everything else pretty damn well. And it's a shame. Mm-hmm. I used to have a glowing opinion of Ezekiel Elliott. When he was at Ohio State, loved him.
What happened? He went to the Cowboys?
He went to the Cowboys, and he was great. In his first year, even though I hated him, I was like, damn, he's fucking good. I was like, son of a bitch. I knew he would be good. And then he sucked. He sucked again, and he sucked again, and he sucked again. He's not very good. And that final play he had for the Cowboys culminates the kind of player Ezekiel Elliott is. When he gets absolutely leveled on that dumbass trick play, and the Cowboys season's over. You guys were talking in the last show. I listened when I wasn't on, talking about how good of a pass protector he is. He's really not that good. He's not even in the top half of running backs who got decent time last year in pass protection. He's not in the top half of pass protecting running backs. Just because he's big and stocky, you would think he would be. No, he's just doesn't have it. There's no point to give him any time when we could get We could get a no-name guy and have him be just as good. There are 5 running backs on the Jaguars. All of them. The 5th string running back on the Jaguars is better than Ezekiel Elliott. I'm telling you, look them up. They're all good. None of them are Ezekiel Elliott.
Man. Who do you dislike more, Zeke or Juju?
Oh Jesus! I mean,
I have to ask.
You got to pick one.
Juju sucks. Yeah, it probably Juju more. Yeah, but like, and I say like he's fat. Not obviously he's like 10% body
relatively
weight.
Speaking. Yeah.
He's in much better shape than me. Like I'm not comparing him to me, but I'm comparing him to Saquon Barkley and other good running backs in the league. He's not close to any of them. He's not Alexander Mattison, who's now the starter, was the backup for the Vikings last year. Way better than Ezekiel Elliott. Like he's just not good. And why would we sign him to punch the ball in on the goal line when we could have Pierre Strong or Ramondre Stevenson? Hell, Matt could sneak those balls in. It just seems so unnecessary. If we're going to get a running back, that's why I was more into the Dalvin Cook thing. It's like, all right, well, he can turn short catches into long gains. He's a well-rounded running back. I was listening to you guys' points for Ezekiel Elliott. It's like, the pass protection's good. He could run it in on the goal line. It's like, all right, well, friggin', we got to get down to the goal line. And if Ramondre Stevenson goes down and we have to lean on Ezekiel Elliott, that fucking sucks. That's not going to be good.
Why? Wait, but why does that suck? Why would it be bad?
Why would it be bad? The Cowboys, they replaced him with like a 6th round dude.
Why
would it be bad? Zeke on the last 3 years, and they were just tied to him because of a fat contract. They would have got rid of Ezekiel Elliott 3 years ago.
Hold on. Why would it be bad if it means keeping Stevenson healthy and keeping him fresh for the stretch part of
any other running back for less money, and they would do more.
What do you think Ezekiel Elliott's going to make? It's the Patriots. They're the cheapskates of the league, for Christ's sake.
Yes, doesn't matter.
They're going to give him. So let me ask you a question: if he signs here, if he does, what do you think is too much money? And don't say any amount is too much. Be realistic for a second. How much is too much money? How much is too much money? How much is too much money?
What is Dalvin Cook looking at for a contract?
I don't know. Because we don't know if he's going to sign a short-term deal to get another long-term deal in a year or so, or if he's looking for a big fat contract now. What is too much for Ezekiel Elliott?
Hey, listen to me, you dildo. I'm talking because I have no basis to go off of because all the running backs haven't got signed. Listen to me. Josh Jacobs didn't get signed. Saquon Barkley got $11 million, one more than the franchise tag because he just didn't want to be
by
franchise
the way,
tag.
I just looked up. He said June 13th. There was an article. Dalvin Cook is not looking to sign a $4 or $5 million contract, so he's looking for a higher salary than that. So
okay,
I don't know what it is, but it's more than that.
Let's say $4 million for Zeke. How about that? $4 million.
You think that's too much?
Let's say that's probably what he would get. But yeah, I think it's too much.
See, I don't even think you need to pay that much. I think you could get that in half. I think if Zeke's looking to play for a year, you can get him for $2 million, and that's a fine contract for 1 year to make sure that Ramondre's healthy. Because in your offense, the way that you're talking, you're fine with the wheels falling off the end of the season because you even said yourself, Ty Montgomery is going to be a wide receiver more than a running back. So who's going to come in? Kevin Harris, Pierre Strong. If you think one of those guys is going to pan out, that's fine. If you have a name that you think will come in here, that's fine. But to just say Ezekiel Elliott isn't going to help and then name all these unrealistic running backs isn't going to help.
I'm saying just about any other running back would give you more for less.
So Leonard Fournette, would you prefer Leonard Fournette? Would you feel more comfortable?
Obviously, but I think Leonard Fournette would probably be a close price tag to that, and I don't think we need Leonard Fournette pretty bad either. Like we just don't really need a running back that much.
So Liam likes burning out good players. Got it. Okay, just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I don't like burning out, but listen to the running back market. Josh Jacobs didn't get a contract for a reason. Running backs don't get deals. Jonathan Taylor is requesting a trade because all running backs are fucked. And there's a reason for it. It's an extremely dispensable position. All you need to do is get a great athlete and put him in the backfield. Look at Deebo Samuel. Fucker's a wide receiver, and he's a better running back than most running backs. All you need is a good athlete back there. And if we're breaking up time with Ramondre Stevenson, put any decent athlete in the backfield, and they'll do something with it.
Okay, I'm still looking for names. Who are you talking about? That's fine if you think that.
It doesn't matter. I'm not
It
even
does
saying
though,
a
because some
specific
running
name.
backs are better than others, bud.
Okay.
Who's the
if
better
they're
running
not-
back? Saquon Barkley or
they're
Kenneth
not our-
Gainwell? Who's the better running back?
Obviously, Saquon Barkley.
Thank you. Okay, so you're literally just proved my point. You're basically saying all running backs are interchangeable, but they're not.
They are.
Some are better
They
than
are.
others. You literally
Yes,
just
but it doesn't
contradicted
matter.
yourself.
No, I didn't, because no
Jonas
one's going to
Gray.
pay. No
Jonas
one's going
Gray.
to pay. Jonas Gray is actually a good example, because you can get somebody off the street and in a good offense, he'll run for 300 yards.
Really? Because what did he do after that 4-touchdown game? He did nothing ever again.
We
no
didn't
offense,
need
Mike.
him.
We don't need
we
to
had like
disparage
5
Jonas
other,
Gray.
I said no
Liam,
offense.
we had
Mike.
like 5 other running backs, and we didn't need them.
Liam, let
It
me
doesn't
ask
matter.
you about this. So are you
No one's going to pay Kenneth Gainwell the price that they're paying for Saquon Barkley. So Kenneth Gainwell will be in the league.
Because they're different style, or sorry, not different style, because they're different caliber running backs, which is fine. Again, I'm not saying you sign Zeke for $5-6 million. I think that's ridiculous. You sign him for $2 million, that's fine.
My point is, and it's terrible, because I was a fullback in high school. I want running backs to be appreciated and get the proper pay, but that's not how the league is. And you can get a ton of people who are fighting for a spot in the league. I don't have a specific name for you, because there's a bunch of them. Literally, pull up the free agent running backs list right now, or any undrafted guys who are good in college that are looking for fighting for a spot on a roster right now. Most of those guys will come in, be hungrier, better shape, and demand less.
So I think what it comes down to with Zeke is that he obviously Stevenson's the starter. He's going to take the starting minutes, all that
so
stuff.
It doesn't matter.
But it's
who's
one of
the
those
backup.
things. But it's one of those things where his running style, if he happens to go down, you do have Pierre Strong, Kevin Harris, and then you do have a little Ty Montgomery here and there, but he's not a starting running back. We know that. He kind of comes in here and there. The reason they're looking at your Zeke or Fournette, and they were kind of dabbling with Cook, it's like you want the guy who can both be the backup to kind of spell Stevenson, 70-30 here and there. But if Stevenson goes down for 1, 2, 3 games, they would feel comfortable with Zeke being there. So I think that
it wouldn't be a carry show.
I don't think where
it would be if Stevenson goes down, it's a running back by committee, and you're splitting it between 3 guys, no matter how you cut it. Doesn't matter if Zeke's there or not. Zeke's not going to get the full load. We're going to split
for like
it
2
up
games. He
3.
might, but you know what though? I get what you're saying there.
Never
where it's
done
like,
that.
I get what you're saying. Where
Stevenson
it's like,
was down last year, and who was it? Kevin Harris, Pierre Strong. They split
Damian
it up.
Harris, my boy. No,
Yeah,
but like it. I get what you're saying though, where it's like if he goes down, you're gonna be having a running back by committee anyway. So
it
why bring in
doesn't
Zeke?
matter.
But I think where the disconnect is, you just do not like Zeke, which is fine. You don't think that he would be he's worth it here. He would be a good option there. I think that's what it comes down to. And
But I said the same.
It's not
thing
like
about
you don't
Leonard
have any
Fournette.
ground to stand on.
We don't need
you don't have
Leonard
ground to
Fournette.
stand on.
We don't need Leonard Fournette either. Is my point.
So
I like Leonard Fournette as a player more than Zeke, but we don't need to pay Leonard Fournette either. I didn't think Dalvin Cook was entirely
I like
necessary.
Fournette a little bit. But.
Yeah,
So basically,
I just don't think it's necessary.
So basically, you're fine with Stevenson, and then maybe a little Ty Montgomery, maybe a little Pierre Strong, maybe a little bit of Kevin Harris.
I guess because I told you they're not signing Zeke.
Okay,
And they're probably not going to get another running back either.
Right, so there you go, Mike. He literally just said it. He's fine with the running back room, which is fine.
Because it's going to be a
fine.
running back by committee anyway. Even Stevenson isn't going to get the brunt load. Ty Montgomery's going to be floating in there.
No, I can't let you.
That's where I think that having Zeke or Fournette, but we're talking about Zeke, so we're going to stick with Zeke. Having Zeke would be an upgrade over having Pierre Strong, Kevin Harris, or even Ty Montgomery. How much of an upgrade? I don't know, because again, we haven't seen him play here. That's kind of an unpredictable thing. But I think that Zeke would be, if you are going to have Stevenson take a few plays off here and there or whatever, I think Zeke stepping in would be a little bit better than Pierre Strong, who is in his second year, or Kevin Harris, who has shown a little bit less than Pierre Strong. Ty Montgomery,
those players would be
like
more hungry to prove something than Zeke would.
Well, so with Zeke though, because Zeke would be because arguably he'd most likely sign a 1-year deal. Zeke would want to come in here to maybe compete for a championship if that's what he thinks, but then also get that probably his final big-ish contract. So I don't know. I mean, whether you're hungry or not, it still comes down to skill. And I do still think that Zeke has a little bit left in the tank. I don't think he's a starter, a full-time starter. Could he come in and kind of take the starting role for a game if Stevenson's out? I don't know. But
You know how many yards per carry Zeke had last year?
probably not a lot, not
How
a
many?
high one. I know it was low because there were a lot of runs where he was getting fucking negative yards running into the line.
3.8, which is terrible.
That's backup. That's backup numbers right there.
That's fine.
And they replaced him with like I don't know what Pollard was, like a 5th round draft pick or something like that.
Something like that. Pollard's good,
They've
though.
wanted
Yeah,
Zeke
yeah,
on
Pollard's
for a
good.
while. And yes, Pollard's good. But
Yeah.
that's because he's a more well-rounded, better athlete back.
Mhm.
There's a reason why they kept him and not Ezekiel Elliott, even
Yeah,
though they
no,
gave
he
Zeke
is.
a ton of money.
For sure he is. But I think Zeke having that 3.5 yards or whatever right around there, yards per carry, as a starter, that's shitty. But as a backup, I mean, fuck. I mean, just to come in, I mean, you're not really doing a
But he's
backup's
one-dimensional
yards
too.
per
He's a
game.
goal line guy. He's not even a pass protecting. His receptions and yards were terrible too. 17 catches for 92 yards. That sucks.
That's not good. No, that's not good. And again, that's what he's not going to be a starter. I think you are literally having him come in so then Stevenson doesn't get worn out or blown out by the end of the year. I think that's why you bring him in. So
and I get it. We lean on Stevens. We leaned on Stevenson a lot last year, but also we all realized that the offense wasn't what we wanted it to be last year.
We had to.
Halfway through the season, Bill was probably like, "Well, we're not creating separation. Give 31 carries to fucking Ramondre."
Which that's a fair point. That you can understand because Ramondre Stevenson was the offense last year. And yes, if Bill O'Brien's offense works, then maybe it does take a little more pressure off of Ramondre. And that I can also understand. But again, when you're playing a 17-game season and it's the dog days of November and December, and you're playing grinding, grueling type of football, which we know the Patriots like to play, run the ball and play defense, with the occasional passing plays and stuff, you're going to need fresh legs. And guess what? That's where having another good running back. And listen, if Kevin Harris or Pierre Strong develop into a solid second option, then fine. Don't bring anybody else in. Rely on that.
They're already solid second options. Running backs are completely interchangeable. It doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't. As long as there's blocking, it doesn't matter. That's why teams are letting their stars go or franchise tagging. They've been doing it for years. Friggin' they replaced Le'Veon Bell with John Connor, replaced him with like Benny Snell. It doesn't matter. And the Steelers have been competitive every year because you don't really need a fucking running back anymore. It's a passing league.
I get what you're saying, and especially since you're not even talking about a starting running back, you're talking about a backup one.
It's a backup.
What is
Who
the difference?
But sign somebody off the street.
Well, see, that's just it. So if you sign Zeke, if Zeke is so close in talent or not talent, but so close in worth to Strong or Harris, what's the harm in signing him? Because at the very worst, he's a little bit better than them, and maybe he breaks off a run that they wouldn't, or something like that. You know what I mean? That I think is really all I'm talking about.
You said if he's close in talent with them, why would you spend money if he's close in talent?
I don't think he is. I'm talking about in your eyes to try to get you to get there. Where it's like if that's what you think, because I do agree with you to an extent where running backs are kind of interchangeable. But since we're talking about backups here, especially backup running backs, but if Zeke, if they are so close as you're saying, what's the harm in bringing in Zeke? Because like I said, worst case scenario,
don't need him.
But what's the harm if you do? I think having him is slightly more reliable isn't really the word, but slightly more reliable than having 2 second-year guys or a wide receiver playing running back.
Because you can get some random guy who will still give you decent production. When Saquon Barkley tore his ACL in 2020 or 2021, I forget which one it was. Do you guys know who his backup running back was?
No idea.
No.
Wayne Gallman. And he went in there and balled out for the year. He did pretty well. And then you know what happened after that season? Saquon came back, You said
Gallman's
later
gone.
Wayne, and he's never got another chance. But he went in there and had solid production.
Yeah, again,
Didn't
but the
fucking
Patriots
matter.
aren't the Patriots aren't going to go sign a nobody running back. Like that's not what they
The
technically
team's made
already,
of nobody running
but
backs. We have
that's what I'm
two.
saying. They technically already have those. So if they are going to go out, they are so important. They think that they're intending to sign a veteran.
They're
Why not get
intending to
Zeke?
sign anyone. They're just
They brought in
headlines.
4 of them. So
Why
far.
are they? Why
Or
are they
doesn't
bringing
matter.
in?
or
They're
three.
not
They brought in
signing
three.
It doesn't matter. Why are they bringing in veteran running backs if they think they don't need an upgrade? Are they just doing it for shits and giggles? Tell me why they would do that.
just to piss off Leo.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
My point is, you can bring as many people in the building as you want. Doesn't matter if you don't sign, and they're not signing anyone.
I get it. I listen. And I think I get what you're saying with the
If
running
Justin
backs that are
Jefferson
in-
comes for a visit with the Patriots and doesn't sign, it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter about DeAndre Hopkins coming to visit now because he didn't come here. Just because you come for a visit doesn't mean anything.
No, but the fact that he was here, the fact that they have had those 3 veteran running backs in with Henderson, Fournette, and now Zeke,
which means
they're
considering an upgrade, but it doesn't mean they're going to do it.
No, for sure it doesn't. But that's what we are just saying, because everything's out there that they are intent. Like Zeke seems to be their guy. Like we haven't heard about Fournette. Cook seems to be off the table. So Zeke seems to be the guy. So it's like, if they bring him in, how would you feel about it? I would be happy since they are bringing it. Now, if we were just randomly talking about it, like the Patriots weren't bringing in running backs, I'd be like, well, why are we? Who gives a shit, But they're bringing in the running back. They're giving us the stuff to talk about. So it's like, since they're bringing him in, how do you feel about it? I wouldn't care. I think it's a better option as a backup than Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris. I'm not saying that the team is screwed without Zeke if they don't bring him in, but since it seems like that's what they want to do, I mean, shit, have Zeke in there. At worst case scenario, he breaks off a couple longer runs than Pierre Strong or Kevin. Maybe not Pierre Strong. Pierre Strong has better speed and everything, but you just do not know. Zeke is also a bigger body. I don't know.
Let's blow $2 million for a dude who will give less production than the 2 running backs that are making jack shit.
Well, we don't know that. And then again, Pierre Strong has been showing up, so maybe Pierre Strong is going to make it so you don't need to get any veteran guy. But it does seem like the Patriots still want to get one. So having Zeke here, it would be interesting to have him come in for Stevenson. And then, I mean, if it's just a backup,
I know. So we shouldn't even humor this idea because they're completely interchangeable. It's just a backup. Does it matter who our 3rd string quarterback is? Not fucking really.
Not unless it's fucking Bailey Zappi. But no, here though, the having a backup, if they are so interchangeable, and I think what we're talking about, the 2 same sides of the coin. You're saying if they are so interchangeable, why get them? I'm saying if they are so interchangeable, why not get them?
Because you're wasting money on something that doesn't really benefit.
Spend it. I mean, spend a little bit. Who knows? Like, I mean, you're not going to get this
Patriots
crazy
don't
amount. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Now you sound like talk radio show
not unnecessarily.
I get what you're saying. It's actually good that this is really the debate, is a fucking backup running back position. That kind of goes to show how the offense is kind of in good standing right now. Yep. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think that you're obviously not budging off your Zeke take, just like you aren't about your
how it would feel if Ezekiel, which is nice because it will never happen. But the feeling I would have would be like belly flopping onto a bed of nails.
Okay, we'll see. Then you know what? I hope he doesn't sign, because that is a bad feeling for you. So yeah, we'll see. But just just a couple quick hitter things here. N'Keal Harry signed with the Vikings. Took number 28. Took Adrian Peterson's number. What a dickhead!
How the fuck?
Disrespectful.
Not even really for him.
Why would N'Keal take that number? Like, isn't the NFL supposed to be like a fraternity, a brotherhood? For you to go in there and take his number like that?
AP Hall of Famer.
The NFL does
fuck
everything
up.
back of my
backwards.
generation.
He should have retired his number like immediately after he left too. I don't know.
This is on the Vikings. Yeah, it's on the Vikings because N'Keal Harry, sure, maybe don't take it, whatever. You might want to take it, do good by the number, which you won't because you suck. But it's like, what are the Vikings doing? What are the Vikings doing? That'd be like if the Patriots gave like number 12 to fucking Zeke or something like that. You know? Exactly. Yeah, that would be.
Although I thought it was weird that they gave Edelman's number to Thornton. Like even that, I think is disrespectful. And Edelman
so Adrian Peterson's a completely different level.
Peterson. Yeah,
completely different level. Yeah, bullshit. I just thought it was funny though. Matthew Judon, overrated Matthew Judon. The players ranked him number 33 on the players top 100 list. Congrats to Judon. I don't see how he's overrated, but good for him. He's on the list. Got a nice little payday too. Nice little uptick in money. So that's good. The holdout is over. The holdout is over. And yeah, last but not least, greatest one, Liam. I know you're pumped about this one. Patriots have the biggest outdoor screen monitor TV system in the country. So I mean, cool. I think we all know what that means. Super Bowl. That's what that means. So.
There's a direct correlation between size of screen and number of Super Bowls you're going to win.
Also, did you guys see on Mike? I know you saw this on Twitter. Liam, I don't think you did. Devin McCourty got
X.
Sorry, X. I'm calling it Twitter. I'm always going to call it Twitter. Did you guys see Devin McCourty got dragged through the mud by Patriots fans because he posted something about Aaron Rodgers and being likable?
Yes.
I thought that was very funny. Yeah. And then he followed it up. With, all right, lesson learned. Don't put Aaron Rodgers content out with the
Patriots Nation does not like Aaron Rodgers content. Got it.
But good on Devin McCourty for figuring it out quick.
Yeah.
Yes. Funny. But also, like, I get it. You know, there's an audience that you got to realize. And like, if you played for Boston sports, you don't acknowledge anyone outside of Boston sports. Like that's a secret. If Devin McCourty played his entire career for the Jaguars, he could do it and they wouldn't give a fuck. But if you do it with the Patriots, it's sacrilegious. It's like you only talk about, especially when you were on the team with Tom Brady and all these other studs throughout your career, you got to know your audience. Patriots fans aren't having it. But I think Aaron Rodgers is a likable guy, and I totally understand why he would post that. But
he is. I mean, I'll say he definitely is. Yeah, he is.
Anyone who goes and does ayahuasca, he seems like
I don't think he's good anymore. I don't think he's going to do well on the Jets. I think the Jets are going to suck. But yeah, he's good,
I like him.
Guess whatever. I don't know. But all right. Do you guys have anything else before we go?
Patriots first preseason game on Thursday.
Hell yeah. We'll see how much. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much the wide receivers play, who plays. Just football's back. Just seeing that fucking the Hall of Fame game did not count as football to me. The Jets and the Browns, nope, not football, not counting it. Nope.
You need real football teams for it to actually be a preseason.
Miss me with that bullshit. So
yeah,
Thursday,
I'm going to be closer down to you, Mike. I'm going to be down in Atlanta for the game.
Oh shit! There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Awesome. So yeah, can't wait. We'll definitely have more to talk about next week. Hopefully, we get some cool storylines, things coming out of that. But
see a Keyshawn Booty touchdown. Hey, I'll make a personal bet with you guys right now, just for the fun of it. I think Keyshawn Booty scores. Any disagreements?
No. Yes,
I don't even have any because I think he scored. I'm a big booty guy. You know, I'm a big booty guy.
You disagree? Al, you want to take a bet?
Sure.
Okay, but because this is ludicrous odds for me, if I win, I get to win double the money here because it's a touchdown.
I'll tell you what, you win, you get 10. I win, I get 5.
Perfect. That's all I'm looking for.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Virtual shake on it.
Got you.
Excellent. I look forward to collecting $10.
Yeah, if the Patriots win, then it's a win for me too. So booty scores, that's good for me.
And me as well. Yeah.
All right. So now we have stakes on the preseason game. So that makes it better. So for Al, Liam, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes, episode 95. We'll see you next week. Football is back.
I thought it was 94.
94, the Ty Warren episode.
Next week is 95. I gotta get out of here.
Hey, I got him that time.
We're out.
Yeah.
See you later.
Go Pats.
Sweet feet.